3, 2, 1. All right, ladies and gentlemen, time for two of my other favorite people. Make some noise for Natalie Lynch and Julia Ritter, ladies and gentlemen. Natalie Lynch, the Senior Product Manager at Since Mailjet, and Julia Ritter, the Senior Email Marketing Manager at Since Mailjet. And you've probably already gotten some of Julia's emails if you've been joining along with us. Julia, Natalie, how are y'all doing?
Wonderful. How are you today?
Woo, I'm alive and I'm kicking. I'm here. We're having a good time no matter what.
Amped up.
Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, you've probably seen Natalie and Julie before on our Email Academy series here in the U.S., featured on Mailjet. I get to host these amazing people, and I'm so glad you get to hang out with us today. Yes, the Julia Ritter and the Natalie Lynch. Someone threw that in there. Yes, so just some quick reminders and some housekeeping. Please put those questions in the Q&A tab, and we'll upvote those. Also, a quick shout out to Kim Kirby, who hand designs all of these amazing designs that you see here within Email Camp. So a quick shout out to her and our amazing team. But I'm going to go ahead and let Natalie and Julia take it away here, and I'll see you on just a little bit.
Wonderful. Thank you for kicking it off. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about brand cohesion, specifically what it is, why it's important, and how to achieve it. We have a little bit of show and tell for you at the end as well. So let's go ahead and get started. Are you ready, Julia?
Yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, so brand cohesion, what is it? Well, it's unifying brands across all areas. So you're creating a unified experience for your users, your end users, those consuming your content. And we're doing that because it creates that trust, that subconscious trust and conscious trust that users have come to expect from brands, right? You want to be able to immediately recognize a brand in an inbox so that you know it's trustworthy, you know where it's coming from, and you know that you want that content. That recognition. Think about Brat. I love this example, all Julia. It's one color, one word, and it's recognizable everywhere. And that kind of it just really creates that trust and built in and reliability, knowing that you're going to have the experience you expect from the brands you subscribe to, or your users are going to have the experience they expect from your brand.
I had to put the Brat reference in there. It was just like too good of an example. You know,
yeah.
I know it's no longer Brat summer, but whatever.
It could be, maybe we have a Brat fall, but it's just really about unifying every touch point across your brand. So your emails, your landing pages, your forms, your website, your social media. You really just want to create that experience for the users that makes them engage. So next up, let's talk about why we do it.
So you're probably saying like, okay, why are we even, talking about brand and cohesion? I thought we were here to talk about, unifying all of your things. We'll get to it. But this is like the crux. This is the basis. This is the trust that we have to create. So why are you doing it? You're creating that experience for your lead or your customer, your prospect, whatever your audience is. You're making sure that everything is identified. The Brad going off in the chat. You're making sure that everything is cohesive so that they know that they know if they see this page, if they see this email, they see this form, they're going to tie it back to your brand. You're going to be memorable. And then the more they know about your brand, the more the experience they have with your brand, they're going to engage more with it. All of these things like work toward the same goal. So as we say in every Email Academy, I think, campaigns always start with the same, or should start with a goal. And then no matter what assets you're creating, you're putting that towards the same goal. Okay, how are we doing it? How do
you pull it off?
Like I said, your brand elements. So your logo, your fonts, images, illustrations, color, palette, voice, tone, all of these things are going towards the same thing. You're going to be creating a cohesive. I feel like we're just going to keep saying cohesive, kind of like someone said, like every time someone says, are these sessions recorded? Yes, it's going to be the same amount of times we say, is everything cohesive? Yes. And you want to do that with identifiable assets. So here's where we come in with your sending domains, your URL domains of where you're hosting everything, your sender information, and like I said, your URLs. So that's going to go across your, landing pages, forms, and emails. And that's how we're going to get into everything today. This is where we're really going to dive into the, the meat of our presentation now. Okay. So we're going to take you through something that I experienced that was not cohesive or incohesive, if you want to use the proper English term, which I did not. Incohesive. Whoops. I recently signed up for, I recently got tickets to an event. Then I wanted to sign up for this venue's blog newsletter so that I could keep, or their newsletter in general, I won't call it a blog, so that I could keep getting updates about their events, because it's close to me, right? So this was at the bottom of their page, the very bottom of their webpage. It's a buy tickets now or join email list. So big button, as you can see, there do have brand colors here. It was black, it was this teal blue, and it was white. I don't, obviously we're not calling out any brands here. So it was just an experience I had. So I hit join email list. And then this was the form, which was also a landing page. So it took me completely to a new page, which is fine. Sometimes I think you'd see a pop-up form in this case. Natalie, don't you agree? Kind of, because you can do either. You can do embedded or
embedded pop-up. In the experience, I guess it depends on your user experience, but if you're directing them to a landing page, you're taking them away from your main page. So I feel like even it can be a distraction sometimes. Exactly.
Yeah. As soon as they could have done this on their main page as a pop-up, submit it, and then they get back to what event you're advertising. So that wasn't the case here. Okay, so this was the form. So obviously they had the mandatory email address, first name, last name. Then there was a lot of different things that I could select. Again, not a problem, but kind of a problem, just a lot of decisions I had to make where I just wanted to, put in my email address and go. So a lot of different things, a lot of, and also I didn't know the details of these news and updates. What does that mean? New events, tickets, and special offers. I thought that would be covered in the news and updates, like what tickets would go with that event. Do you see what I'm saying? So, and because this was it didn't have any branding colors, I think we're missing an opportunity there. Missing brand colors, missing any sort of, where's the logo? Where's the name of what I'm signing up for? If I left this page and then came back, I'd be like, what is this form that I left up? It's very blank. It's kind of spam. I don't know. So I was a little, if you're forgetful like me, you come back like Natalie, we have tons of tabs open. You wouldn't even know. Again, the font, there's nothing that would tell me what this is for.
Yeah. So, and there's so much information. I think gathering that over time can be more helpful, right? That's a lot of decisions, right?
And, you do want a subscription or preference center. So I get that they're trying to do that at one time. But I think maybe it could have just been condensed a little bit. So, there's some opportunities for improvement there. So I filled out what I needed to. I did select a couple things. And then this was the confirmation page. So it was just, again, the white screen, your information has been submitted successfully. That's it. Okay. Nothing pointing me back to more content, nothing pointing me back to the home page or, giving me an example of what the content could be. So I was like, not ideal. And then the email I got, there wasn't one. I didn't get a double opt-in. I didn't get a welcome email, welcome me to the list, here's what's going on in your area, or it's not even in my area because it's a theater in my area. Whereas no content that I would have appreciated based on what I selected. So I think, again, I'm just a missed opportunity. And the email, you can't see me. That kind of is appropriate here. I almost did that as my costume for today. Just not show my face and say I'm going as John Cena. So you can't see me. So yeah, the email could have been, again, just a way to welcome them, establish that good experience. establish that good experience, set the tone for how they're going to interact with your brand. There's a lot to be done here that I think could be really successful. So on that note,
yeah, we prepared a little something, right? So we really wanted to be able to demonstrate that cohesive experience. So Julia and I, we got together and we created a brand. We created a brand specifically to be able to highlight this and show that consistency. So right now we're looking at the landing page and the form, which is embedded into that landing page. This is a weekly landing page newsletter type situation where it's got information, and in the middle of it, it has that, hey, you want to get more information or sign up for our ongoing? Here it is. And it continues the flow, and it maintains the same brand color, same theme. And then you're going to get that consistent success message, which would be this perfectly done, right? So this is that form. This is that, once you've done it, it's like perfectly done. It's on brand. I don't know if you've gotten the theme, but we did create a brand specifically for, delivering cuteness to your inbox. If you want to see the full form, it is on magicalunicornkittens.com, and you'll click that Make My Friday Fluffier. But we really wanted to make sure that we're cohesive in that messaging. So we started with that landing page, which has that Friday finale newsletter kind of experience to give you a highlight, and the forms built into it. Keeping the consistent logo and the cat puns throughout, because that is truly what emerged as our brand voice.
It did.
So obviously with that filling out of the form, you want to make sure you're asking them to double opt-in. We want our users to be engaged, but we want them to intentionally engage. So you get an email asking you to double opt-in. Again, that's that first email experience you have with that brand. Same logo, same buttons, same colors, same cat puns. You're really feeling a theme. You're really getting engaged. So honestly, Kelly, I said the same thing when making this. Quit my job. I was like, I found my calling. It's cat puns. So yeah, this is that double opt-in, and it's a real site.
The chat is so good.
So we have that double confirmation. So they've opted in, and then we want them to experience what it looks like, right? So the first experience with our brand is that welcome email. They double opted in, and now we're sending you a welcome email saying, hey, we're excited about you here. Here's some things that might be relevant. And, here's content, and you're going to hear from us on this. And again, you see the same logo, the same buttons, you see the same colors, same content, same cat puns. Again, it's a real site. You can actually fill out the form and receive all of this in your inbox if you wish to do so. We won't actually email you further than the welcome email, though, to be clear. I will.
To be clear. But there's a lot of great content on the website of FAQ about cats.
On the landing page. So we really wanted to create that full immersion of that brand. And it really, again, builds trust and consistency. So users know, if I'm signing up for this fluffy Friday cat newsletter, that's what I'm getting. It's not unrelated content, and creating that consistency builds trust.
Love it. I love it. Yeah. I just want to say, because I forgot to mention it before, the double opt-in email is pretty table stake, just kind of mandatory, because you're not just doing it for your you're not just doing it for your audience, but you're doing it for your lists. I know that's kind of going off here, but you're doing it so that you can protect your reputation. Because what if this, somehow some bot out there found your list? Who wouldn't want to subscribe to Magical Unicorn Kittens? The double opt-in just protects you as a double layer of security, so that you're not getting any random people on your list, or so that your reputation stays intact in your deliverability, and you're actually emailing to people who want to hear from you.
Yeah, and it really is another way to that first introduction to it's an automatic email that gets sent. It has that first introduction. You can sprinkle it with different content. And that way, again, you're protecting your reputation, you're building your brand, you're creating that trustworthiness. And it's really about driving the experience, right? It's about an interactive experience with your users. You want to make sure, they're spending their time. You want them to spend their time reading. So create that immersive experience.
Yep. And like we said, this just overall, you didn't think we'd start with brand cohesion probably in this, but we did. As long as you have that consistent throughout, you're going to get higher engagement because you're being more memorable. They're definitely going to leave a lasting impression, especially with magical unicorn kittens. And you're going to keep coming back to that because you know who it is. Like when you see their sender information in your inbox, you're going to want to open the email because who doesn't want a daily dose of cuteness? And yeah, they'll know exactly who to go to when they need that.
Yeah. And just always remember those identifiable assets being your logo, but also your sending domain and how you're receiving it in that inbox. There's so many assets that really the consistency is key. When you go to magicalunicorns.com, click on that Make My Friday Fluffier, you'll notice that landing page has Friday Finale. It has magical unicorns. It's consistent. So tiny links were our thing. We're starting to trust them, but it can be a lot better to really bring them in on subdomains on your own brand on landing pages. I do have to do a shameless plug. I created everything sans the actual website from Mailjet, right? So you can really create that cohesion and maintain all of your assets in the same location, and not just Mailjet. Anywhere you send emails, we want you to help create that unified experience, and you can really do it all in one place to make that an easier experience for you to create.
From your sending domain to your landing page domain, all of that, right, Natalie? Everything.
Yes.
The landing page you did, you said the website you didn't create on Mailjet, but the landing page you did.
Yeah, so Magical Unicorn website I've actually owned and maintained for a very long time. And the content changes all the time depending on what I'm testing or demoing. So I just redid the website for this specific one. And then everything off of it I created. And so I created it specifically within Mailjet, and it's just a way to highlight it out there.
Yep.
Okay, you're hating on the Wix. It does look like a Wix site. My job is email. Keep that in mind. So I'm just throwing it up quickly so you guys can experience it in the world.
Further presentation. And this is how you keep in contact with us. Email's good, but LinkedIn if you'd like. And just a note, if you could like add a note in if you do friend request me, just so like I think Greg said earlier, it gets a lot of spam requests. So same. And I think, we left a lot of time open because Email Academy, we usually do a lot of Q&A. So we purposely did that for this too. So let's do it.
It's my favorite time. It's Q&A time. Q&A time. All right, real quick. I got to do a shameless plug for y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, if y'all haven't seen Natalie and Julia's webinar series, Email Academy, make sure you're following along. We do those webinars every few months. I think we got one coming up here in a few weeks, actually. So make sure, keep an eye on your inboxes so you can join Natalie and Julia on the next webinar. But yes, let's get into some Q&A, shall we? So let me see here. Oh, please, everyone, go ahead and upvote the ones that you definitely want answered so we can maximize time over here. Let's see. Natalie and Julie, if y'all see something before me, let me know. Call it out. Double checking.
I'm seeing a lot of love for the pan, and thank you so much.
That's my favorite thing.
Mine too.
If anyone can actually see Natalie's shirt, by the way, see if she did an amazing Photoshop job on there for her Taylor Swift shirt.
I was asked to tone down my picture, and I delivered.
Oh man. Okay, let's see here. Taking a look. Okay, I love this one from Emma. She's asking, can you speak to double opt-in and how it can affect conversion for the first welcome offer?
Yes. I'm sorry, I was going off by welcome offer. Okay, so double opt-in, like we said, that's like your first, not your welcome email, but it's your first email once they subscribe. You want to send that double opt-in so that and then like that's what you use if they click that to actually add them to your list. You don't want to just like automatically add them because like we said, your list, it could end up like getting a lot of bots on it. It won't have like the most engaged people on it, spam traps. So just definitely use double opt-in. How can it affect conversion for their first welcome offer? Well, if you use your double opt-in, you're only going to be emailing the people that are most engaged and actually want to be on your list. So that's going to lead to higher opens and clicks. I know tracking is hard now, but and then more conversions for that welcome email, whatever your conversion goal may be. So I hope that helps. Let me know.
Got it. Awesome. Okay, moving on here. That one's from Emma. Oh, here's another one. Can you combine your double opt-in and a welcome email? This one comes in from Ashley.
Speaking for me, I would say keep your double opt-in light and simple. The goal is to click that button. So too much content might distract from that. And I think ideally you want them to double opt-in and then immediately trigger a welcome email saying, hey, yay, we're so happy you're with us, so that they get it quickly. But combining it might distract from getting them to click that button.
Yeah, I completely agree. I would keep them separate personally. But if you wanted to add like a separate note or like another note in there or something, that's fine. But I think like the welcome email can just make its own impact. And again, like, yeah, it's like sign up, double opt-in, welcome, right when they click the double opt-in, like rapid fire, not rapid fire, but you know what I mean? Like one after the other. It's not like a full day or anything. You could, it's up to you, but double opt-in should be immediate.
And speaking of, actually, this comes from an external channel. Let me go and put this up on here. And let me see here. Let me put this up on the screen. This one comes from our external, but someone wanted to know, do you always need to use double opt-in? Seems like that would mean list growth is a lot slower if not everyone who signs up confirms. Actually, someone was making a remark in the chat that they've actually had issues with this.
They've had issues with double opt-in or what? Did
they the fact it was, I think it was, let me see here. Someone was saying that their conversion rates were dropping.
Oh, significantly dropped with double opt-in. That's interesting. I would love to know if you're like how it dropped.
There's almost like the delivery aspect of the double opt-in. Sometimes you might want to separate like your marketing send from your double opt-in because it could be sender reputation issue. I will say like double opt-in ensures that they're going to be engaged, but if you're seeing a steep decline, you might consider separating out that double opt-in like form into like a sub account so it has a different send reputation than marketing, just in case you have a marketing way that kind of messes with your sender reputation or something, because if they're non-delivery and they can never opt in, that might cause it to significantly drop.
Yep,
yeah, that's so valid. Seems like list growth would be a lot slower. Maybe you want it to be slower though. Maybe like you want to make sure you're only getting the most quality people on your lists. And if it's slow, maybe like consider like where you're putting, like how you're getting those leads for your list or how you're getting subscribers for your list. Sorry. Like where is it on your website or out in your socials or stuff like that. But I do think double opt-in is necessary. I really do. Someone did put in a Q&A something about like how many e-commerce sites use it. Like they, I think that's different. Yeah.
There's a difference between transactional and marketing, right? So you don't have to opt into a transactional. If it's something like, a receipt or something like that, it doesn't require an opt-in because that is account related. When it comes to marketing content, that's when you'll see it double opt-in. And I think depending on your region, you'll experience different levels of it. So if you're in the EU, you see it everywhere. It's mandatory of GDPR, and it's highly recommended. California, you're going to see a lot of it, and we're starting to see the adoption ramp up significantly in the United States because it is best practice. I mean, if you're emailing to people who don't want to see it, you're going to get low engagement. They might mark you as spam. Things like that. So it can really impact you. So we're seeing it ramp up in the United States as like those privacy GDPR rules kind of really start moving our way. And other regions, you're going to see it consistently. But yeah, it depends. That's marketing content. Transactional, not required.
Right.
Love it. All right, moving on, shall we? Okay, where did that one go? Okay, here it is. Deborah wanted to know what metrics can we track to measure the effectiveness of brand cohesiveness in email marketing campaigns?
It's a great question. I think, what's your goal? What's your goal? Like, say you're trying to get someone to upgrade or buy some, let's do like you want to buy something else. You could use a landing page to advertise that new sale promotion, and get people to sign up for like alerts for that, like when the next merch drop is going to be, or like 20% off. And then send them an email about it and see like if they actually take action once that promo goes live or something like that, or once that sale goes live. You could then, you know, you want to track that behavior throughout of everything. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't answer me. Do you know what I'm saying? But you know, you want to see if like actually, if people are buying once they visit that landing page, subscribe to that list, get that email or SMS, like we'll learn tomorrow. You could, you know, make sure everything is consistent versus, I mean, if you really want to test to see if your brand cohesiveness matters, you could make a plain form, make a plain landing page, but it just seems like it's not reliable, you know? Like I wouldn't want to put my info in there.
Over time, engagement increasing is
Yeah.
what you're going to, you know, maintaining that engagement from the lists and like the users who signed up and like continuously reading and consuming your material. So you might see less drop-offs over time and stuff. So yeah, it depends on, like, are you trying to build engagement? Are you trying to sell something specifically? Is it a promo? But I think cohesion over time creates that consistent feel and that higher engagement over time. So essentially you're seeing a higher return on investment when you're creating these splash pages and these emails and campaigns, because your users, they recognize you, they click it, they open it, right? There's brands that I can immediately recognize based on sending domains and like subject lines, and that's content I want. So it's that long-term impact that will also be increased. So ROI at the end of the day, you should be able to see that increase. Return on investment, for those of you who don't remember all of the acronyms that ever exist, which is me.
Dictionary. Thomas, you're muted.
What does it mean about that being said?
It's because I was wrapping up this session. You know, like it's we're on a wrap up. Well, y'all, thank y'all so much. Make sure we give Nally and Julia a round of applause for this amazing session as always.
Thanks, y'all.
Yes, we love it. And every time they get to come and hang out with us, so fun. There we go. All right, enough with the sound effects. Julia and Nally, if they want to keep following along with you, let me go and throw that up there. Is this the best way to get a hold of you and following along with all the amazing email things you're doing?
Yes, perfect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
And we love hearing to reach out and email camp.
Yes. Also, someone was giving you a shout out too, Julia, on your pan. I think they saw what brand it was actually, so that was pretty hilarious.
It's IKEA.
Even better. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's give them a round of applause. Thank them for so much for being here. Also, make sure you follow along. Keep an eye on your inboxes. They're going to do another Email Academy webinar coming up pretty soon. You'll actually see all three of us there. And we'll probably have another special guest or something like that lined up pretty soon. So, yes, Nally, Julia, thank you all so much for being here, taking time out of y'all's busy day to be here. And it's always good hanging with you.
Thank you. Have fun.
All right. And Julia will be back for a session here in just a little bit with Megan Bushhausen. But let's go ahead and get that break session started, and I'll see you in just a second.